Well, hey guys, this is Dr. Drake 63 here. Today we're going to look at the Sig Romeo 5, which is a 2 MOA red dot optic, which can be used for AR type platforms, AKs, as well as lever actions, larger calibers, smaller calibers, you name it. It features a motion sensor type activation system, which I really like. You grab it out of your safe or grab it from a rest position and it turns on. Also features coated glass and things like that. These have been on the market for several years. Taking a look inside the box, you see the installation tool. Of course, it comes with an instruction manual, glass cleaning cloth, as well as the various platforms, low rise as well as higher rise for co-witness on an AR type platform. So today we're going to not only see how it does for accuracy, but make some comments on how it's held up over the last 5 months. Stay tuned and enjoy. So you can see right here, probably that first one's my clean barrel flyer, but you see the next two, and going to want to come up about an inch and maybe over to the right a little bit. So it's each click is a half of an inch, basically half of an MOA at 100, which means each click is going to be about a quarter inch at 50. So I'm going to need to come up 4 clicks. You notice the cap here has a little slot on there and it fits right in here. So for my right, I want to come over approximately between a quarter and a half inch. So what I'm going to do is just do 1 click to start. Let's see how that works. Let's check it again. Now you can see after the adjustments, that's more the kind of result I'm looking for. It's not a scope, guys. It's not magnified. My 2 MOA red dot pretty much fills that circle at 50. So I don't expect to shoot the same hole or anything like that. Can't see it too well here. I will turn it up. Give you a better idea what it looks like ultra bright. So I've taken another 5 shots and confirmed I'm where I want to be with both elevation and with windage. So it's gonna be good for me pretty much out to 200 yards, give or take. A lot of that depends on the elevation of your optic and things like that. But here's one of the things I want to see, and this is much a test of the mount as it is the actual optic itself, and that is I want to take it off. And we're going to put it back on here in a minute and see what kind of shift we have in zero. In the meantime, I'm going to check out how these popsicle sights do. And there's a different look altogether, and you can't co-witness these. It's kind of a unique setup. It's not like an AR. I guess I could if I wanted to fool around with elevation and everything, but that's why I like just taking that off completely, because that gives me the opportunity, if something's not working, just get it off real quick and then see what we can do with these. But now what I'm going to do is just reattach this sight. There's 10 shots, and don't pay attention to the stuff on the left or the 2 on the bottom, but there's 10 shots, and it's pretty close. It's pretty close. It's you know, you look at the majority of the grouping, and it looks like the center might be just a tad to the left, might be just a tad down, but it's certainly close enough for government work, and I wouldn't expect anything better with any other system for this type of scenario. Now, again, we could be talking about, are we evaluating this Weaver quick release mount? Are we doing a review of the Sig Romeo? Both? The rail? What do you have? But that's a pretty good test to see what does it do when you take it off and put it back on. Now, people have different uses for these red dots. I know some guys that like to use them as an accuracy type tool for shooting out to 100 yards, and they're certainly capable of doing that. My personal philosophy of use for a red dot is quick acquisition, especially in lower light conditions, things of that nature. It's a lot easier to get a red dot on target than it is to line up iron sights typically, and it's a lot more illuminated. So the ability to get on target really quick with your red dot when you need to react is my particular use for that. Now, I do like to see what kind of accuracy I can get out to 100 yards, sometimes 200 yards. And I also know a lot of guys like to put magnification on them and see what kind of accuracy hits they can get going beyond that. Personally, what I need a red dot to do is work. I need it to maintain some semblance of zero. So when I look at the players in the market where you can spend a lot of money, Aimpoint, Trijicon, EOTech, they're all quality. The issue is, what do you need it for? So for example, what I did with this is I bought it 5 months ago. Bought it at the same time that I bought this Sig ER556, as a matter of fact. Kind of got it on paper at 25. I had some other stuff going on in my life and really wasn't able to do much more with it for a while. Then ammo got crazy. So I really didn't do anything with this red dot until I took it out a few weeks ago and didn't like my results where I was hitting at 100 yards. Some weather came in and decided I was going to go ahead and get this thing zeroed at 50, which is what today's video was about. But I need to know in this type of situation where it's actuated by you picking up the rifle and turning on that that's going to do that. So what I did, every single day, at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, I took the rifle out of the safe and made sure that the dot came on, because that's what it's supposed to do. If it doesn't do that, it's worthless. When you get into the lower price optics, such as the Sig Romeo or Holosun, and my understanding is that the same manufacturer that manufactures Holosun manufactures the Sig Romeo, and I believe Primary Arms. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I've had very good success with all of those optics and have seen different videos on YouTube where guys have frozen them a chunk of ice, thawed them out and shot them, thrown them against a brick wall, done all sorts of tests to prove that they can stand up to the same kind of abuse that an Aimpoint or an EOTech or something like that could. Now, having said that, I'm not going to do that to my optic, and even though it's, $150 or so, I just don't really need to make a video like that. You guys can check those out elsewhere. However, what I have found is that for doing what I needed to do, works perfectly well. And I bet for 99.99% of the guys out there buying optics, I don't want to say you're wasting your money getting an Aimpoint. I don't want to say that. I've owned a number of Aimpoints, and they're great gear. Probably my favorite quick acquisition red dot is something like a Trijicon MRO. And that's mostly because it's got the bigger receptacle. It's 30 millimeter instead of 20 millimeter like these micros. But I don't think you can go wrong with the Sig Romeo. Looks good on this Sig rifle and does exactly what I need it to. So hope you enjoyed this kind of quick overview. This is Dr. Drake 63 saying thanks for watching.